This is Heavy Conversation with Bruce and Jody, a podcast where we talk about being a big guy in today's world. I'm Bruce. And I'm Jody. Here we go.
Here we go.
All right, here we go. All right, here we go.
What's up, Bruce?
Well, Jody, I'm dressed like I'm going on a hike. I know when I got in here, I had my hood up, and it was cold, man. I grabbed a hat that I found out here.
I know, like the video started, and I'm like, "What's happening over there? Why are you so bundled up?"
Yes, it was cold. I moved out here right before we started, and so yeah, got to warm up.
It's a cold 44 degrees here in Portland right now.
It is.
It must have been cold last night or something. I don't know.
Yes, I know. Complaining about the cold one. Weren't there some winter storms that went across the country?
Yeah.
Aren't there always some winter storms?
Always,
yeah.
Well, especially with all that water that was coming into the West Coast, turned into snow once it got to the middle of the country.
Yeah.
You're welcome, everyone.
Yes. There we go. Meteorologist. Yes.
That's how it works. It goes across the country and turns into snow. And
that's right.
I think there was even tornadoes, like in the warmer parts. I think there was a tornado somewhere.
Okay. Yeah. Well,
a little crazy.
Hopefully everyone's safe. Happy winter.
Yay.
Speaking of happy, my birthday was last week, and it was exciting.
Yeah, so we went to a little brewery.
We did. You took me out for a beer, which was awesome. Thank you.
Yeah, it was nice. But they gave, so for your birthday you get a free beer, but they give it in like a big, like, what do you call it? A stein, like a huge stein, thing. And I was like, oh, I didn't know you could get a beer in that size. And then this other guy was like, oh, I want one of those. And they were like, no, you can't. You only get these for your birthday. And we're both like, what? I can't even order one that big.
It was a beast.
I'm going to pay for it, but yeah.
I
was a little jelly of that.
Well, we'll have to go back there on your birthday.
Yeah, well, do it up I won't be in the country on my birthday, unfortunately.
Oh, yeah. Fancy.
I'm trying to remember what that was. It was a brand new beer too. Drop Dead.
It was something. The Dead Guy IPA.
Oh, Dead Guy, not Drop Dead.
Yeah.
Dead Guy IPA. Yes, at Rogue Brewery. It was good.
Yeah. Rogue is probably pretty well known to craft beer enthusiasts, but they're big out here from Oregon, and they've got a brewery out here in the east side. I think they've got one on the west side too, or at least
they've got a couple of them.
Yeah. And so so we went out and enjoyed, and it was fun. It was a good birthday. I had a good time. I had to get my license renewed, which is those things you forget about. And I was traveling. I went to Canada. I came back. I've been on a deadline for a thing, and remembered the day of my birthday that I needed to renew my license. And so, you go to the license office and you're waiting in line, and luckily the line like parted, and I got in quick, and they did all the stuff to update it, and then had me go over for the picture. And the problem I always have is when I'm smiling, I get real squinty. So there's no eyes. So I squinted too much, and they were like, no. You got to do it again. So they took another one, and it was still too squinty. And so the guy called another lady over, and they were looking at the picture, and they're like, can we do one more? And she goes, try to keep your eyes open more. And so the thing that I always hear when I'm doing pictures. So I'm like, well, Jody, only you can see this, but I'm like, yeah, big wide eyes,
a little
crazy looking smile. And they took the picture. They started cracking up, and they're like, this could be it.
That's it.
Yep. And so they're like, if you're good with it, we're good with it. And I said, sure. So once
you even got to see it before.
I did.
You okayed that picture.
Yeah, so basically they were cracking up about it, and I figured if they were going to allow the picture to go on a license, it was going to be okay. Yeah. And so they printed it out, and then I got the printout and saw that, and it's priceless. So once I get the license, I'll show. I'll put something up, or we can put it up on Heavy Convo.
Yeah, you showed me the temporary one. It was a little crazy.
Yeah, it looks like it's something. Yeah. So
I definitely I kind of have the same issue where like get really squinty. So I'm always like when the picture, I'm like, open your eyes a little bit more than normal and
Right.
then
I know,
smile.
and I don't want to just do the serious face on the
Yeah.
license, it just not fitting, I mean, I get it, whatever, but
Well,
it's
yeah,
just
it's
not
different
me.
than your passport photo.
Right.
You can do a little bit
Yeah.
more.
So yeah. So I have already started drinking my beer. Yes, and it is a Hofbräu Dunkel. So I'm doing what happens every so often where you kind of have to clean out the fridge and go through what's left, And I guess back when we did our Oktoberfest episode, I bought a lot of Oktoberfest beers, and there were a lot of extras. And what I've learned since then is buy, one of each kind.
Yeah.
And do it that way instead of having, like, I've got, I don't know, there was like a 30 pack of Bud Light that I got last summer or something, last spring, something like that. And I'm still working through that. Yeah. So, I mean, luckily Hofbräu Dunkel it's a great beer. It's solid. It's always good. So, they've been doing it for many years. However many, I don't know, but they usually like to tout that on their bottles. Being made in Bavaria long before the advent of pale beers. So there we go. 5.5%.
Yeah,
easy
I like
drinking.
a Dunkel. I was just at Prost the other day with a friend, and they were out of the Dunkel that I normally get, so I was getting an Oktoberfest that they have. But
nice.
Yeah, pretty much all their beers are pretty good. So I like
Prost is like a German.
Yeah, right? German style
brew pub
beer
place.
Yeah.
Beer bar.
Kind of down the block from my apartment, so it's always a fun place to go.
Perfect.
Well, I guess if we're talking about our beers already, I am drinking it's called Wellbeing. It's an NAIPA, intentional IPA, proudly non-alcoholic malt beverage.
Nice.
Intentionally brewed to savor the moment, acknowledge the things that bring us gratitude, and inspire kindness to raise well-being. So I was at another gathering with some friends, and I had brought some of those other non-alcoholic beers to share, and then someone had this one, and I was like, oh, I'd never heard of that one, and it's pretty good. Yeah.
Nice. Well, good. Yeah, these non-alcoholic beers, they're fantastic. It's like I want to keep them on hand, and there are so many good ones out there, and so many that we have not tried. So
yeah, and it was just nice to.
If you have an NA beer that you love, tell us about it.
It was nice to just be able to have something to sip on, and then not be crazy and have to go to bed as soon as you get home, because
Yeah, and I mean we're at the end of dry January as we record this, so there we go. If you're partaking, it doesn't have to just be 1 month, because these beers are so good that you can enjoy them as you go along. So
and this Wellbeing is available, nationally all over the place. It's from St. Louis.
Nice.
So
really?
Yeah.
What's the brewery?
It's called Wellbeing Brewing.
Wellbeing Brewing. Okay. Interesting.
Yeah.
Cool.
It's got a little bitter hops in there, not too bad, but it's pretty good.
Nice. I'll have to check that out. If you like our beers, check out our Untapped beer list, and you'll be able to see the things that we drink and enjoy them yourself.
Or at least try to.
Yeah, it's fun. So, as it is the end of January, it also marks the end of another Big and Tall month. And Big and Tall month is something that DXL, the Big and Tall retailer, started last year, basically as a way to kind of shine a light on big guys, give big guys some love. So, they basically are celebrating big guys everywhere. So they're sharing stories and photos. They've been doing big giveaways, all kinds of good stuff. And last year, we at Chubster put together a video where we took a local gentleman to a DXL store and got him some new looks. And we have done that again this year with another gentleman named Robert. and we took him to
Excuse me.
DXL, got him some new looks, and he's looking good. He's looking good. It was a lot of fun.
It was fun. It was nice to hang out at some old stomping grounds and help out.
Right. You were there and able to help me out with all that. I think we mentioned that in passing a couple weeks ago that you would help me with that. And so it was great. We got the thing together and got it out. And I mean, it was a lot of fun. After the video shoot, we did a photo shoot with a friend of the show, Beth Olson, great photographer, and she took some photos, got some really good shots of them. You can see it all over at chubster.com. Watch the video, all that good stuff.
Nice.
The whole idea with the Big and Tall Month video is just that, we're bringing in people who don't have a lot of clothing options. They're working a lot, or they just haven't had time to really think about that stuff, or don't know where to start. And we're helping them kind of put together some new looks. And so that's what we did with the help of DXL. And thanks to everybody at DXL who showed up and helped out. And check it out. You can get Robert's looks if you see some that you like. Again, at chubster.com.
Yeah, it was fun. There was a couple of things I kind of picked out for him. So I think, I was kind of like, ooh, I like this.
That was the fun part. One of the really cool things about doing that with you is that you knew where everything was. You could grab the things. You knew what was, and so I always feel like
I talked to the manager. I was like, "You're cool with me just like doing and going?" And she's like, "Yes, please." I'm like, "Cool."
Yeah. Yes.
Because I'm like, I've worked at the store before, so I'm like, I knew where things were and how to work things, but I also didn't want to, step on anyone's toes if she was really wanting to get in there and do whatever. So
it was good. And there's a part in the video where Robert gets measured, and so you'll be able to see that process and kind of
that's always good. That's the first step pretty much anytime you're getting new clothes is make sure you get a fresh set of measurements so you know what size you're actually buying.
Totally. So check it out. It was a lot of fun, and hopefully we can do it again for next year. For DXL's Big and Tall Month. So
I feel like it's always, my life is big and tall. So it's always Big and Tall Month. But it's nice to like shine a spotlight on it a little bit and like, say, hey, these are some people, just us. We're kind of spotlighting different people and some of their style and their looks and stuff. So that's kind of fun. Yeah.
Yep. So speaking of shining a spotlight, we talked about version 1 of this. I want to say a year or two, maybe more ago. I don't know. Years run together. But our friends at Unlikely Hikers and Merrell have another hiking boot out.
I'm excited.
So there are a couple versions, and the cool thing with this is that there are a few different options. They're made to be a little more inclusive, and like that's the whole idea of Unlikely Hikers is that everybody belongs outdoors, no matter who you are. And so they have a new shoe out, and they have like wide widths, it's waterproof. They have one that's a little bit more of a boot, and one that's a little bit more of a
what'd you say? A boot?
A boot, yes.
Out in a
boot. There's some really good options here. It's a very rugged looking shoe for sure, and it says that
but they're also like colorful. I really like that.
They are, and that's the interesting thing. I remember the first version, there was a lot of blue in them, which I thought was really cool. This version has a bunch of different colors and kind of a
almost rainbowy kind of.
Almost like a gradient, like an understated kind of gradient rainbow, and then like a, I don't know, what is that? Let's look here.
Like brown suede or something.
Yeah. Pig suede leather, breathable mesh upper. It's waterproof to seal out water and let moisture escape. let's see, protective and abrasion resistant rubber heel. It has contoured footbed to make it more comfortable, medium support. There's an air cushion for shock absorption and stability.
They've got some big sizes.
Totally. And they have
good.
big sizes and they have wide versions. So, it is nice to see a company that is invested in doing something like this. And you never know, sometimes you expect that these things are going to be kind of one-offs and then that's done. But it looks like this stuff sold, and Jenny Bruso and Unlikely Hikers, what she's built there, it's awesome. So, check it out. There's the shirts, there's a lumbar pack, there's a sling, and there's some t-shirts. Yeah. T-shirts and a hat. Yeah, the sling, that's those kind of things. That's interesting because it's always one of those where you're like, oh, it comes in regular size or plus size. So one size or plus size. And that's which is great because a lot of times those slings, they do not fit well, but it looks like.
Is it just a little backpacky thing?
It is. Okay. So it's an
easy. Like, what is this?
Yeah, like an easy carry kind of thing. So
I wasn't sure if it was like one of those camel pack things or something, where it's like a water bottle thing.
No,
it's like it's just a.
Yeah, no. This is just. Oh wait, let's see. Let's just make sure. I don't think it. No, it just says storage capacity 8 liters. Yeah. So, but no, I think it's just for carrying.
I was just confused. I was like, what is that?
Your gear. So awesome. Love it. So check that out, Merrell.com. There will be a write-up on Chubster.com as well. So, you can kind of.
Yeah, I like that they, in the little fanny pack, has one size or plus size.
Yeah, which is good. It's nice to see those and have something that's a little, little.
Yeah, I like to have fun stuff. I want to.
Yeah.
Get that.
So, yeah, definitely check it out. But,
and I like the fanny pack. It says, "My body took me here."
There we go. Yep.
That's fun.
Yeah, I think that's part of the Unlikely Hikers thing. So, it's a pretty light week. There have been a lot of companies laying people off and doing all that kind of thing. And I did come across something that was just so ridiculous that could bring 5 lucky people some money that I felt like,
oh, okay,
you need to talk about it. Basically, you can
sign up for something.
Yes, sort of. You can get paid $1,000 to eat cheese before bed.
Okay. What kind of cheese is it?
So it is. Let's see here.
It's like some weird cheese, or like.
It looks like.
Like, I feel like there's got to be.
There's a company called Sleep Junkie that is looking for 5 American testers to eat different types of cheeses every week and then record their dreams or nightmares. They believe there may be a connection between cheese and your nightly brain activity. And they're willing to pay $1,000 to willing cheese sleep study participants.
Yes, please.
So they cover all the cheese costs, and their dairy dreamers will become official cheese testers, providing honest feedback on how eating various types of cheese before bed impacts sleep. So if they're chosen, they will have to log their sleep quality via a sleep tracker, but also provide a written evaluation of sleep quality, energy levels throughout the week, and any feedback on dreams or nightmares. This starts up in March and lasts for 3 months. So,
wow.
They say they are looking for people who enjoy sleeping and eating. Okay.
I mean,
hand up.
I enjoy sleeping when I can.
Yeah, they're right. They're also looking for people with no lactose intolerance and no sleep disorders. Testers will need to own a smartwatch or fitness tracker that tracks their sleep, maintain a consistent sleep schedule, and be able to sleep alone during the trials. So there we go. If you think you're perfect for that, go to sleepjunkie.com and get more info. I don't know, man. Like, do I eat cheese right before bed? Is that a thing? I don't.
I mean,
so,
I
but-
would if someone paid me $1,000.
Right. Yep.
I'm like,
Totally.
oh, gotta get my cheese. Hold on.
Yes.
I mean, I can see because it's sort of like there's different like bacteria and stuff in there, or
right.
Yeah,
I'm sure it affects
there's
things.
something.
So, yeah,
There's so
right.
many. Oh, so I'm watching this. Oh shoot, what is it called? There's some show on HBO, The Last of Us, I think, and it's like based on a game that I know nothing about.
It is.
But it's good. It's like
It's great. Yeah.
kind of creepy, but it has to do with like mushrooms and fungus, which I love, and like mycelium networks. And
Yeah.
I was like, yes, I love this show. But yeah, I'm really into it. I just watched the second episode, I think last night. I was like, oh my God.
Yeah.
And you
really
got to
good.
see the clackers as the infected people, they were very cool. Like the weird mushrooms that were like growing out of their face, and
right.
It's very cool.
Yes, definitely. It's a really good show. Even if you're not into the games, it's definitely worth checking out. The show is phenomenal so far, and it feels like it's just going to get better. So
yeah, I watched the first episode with a friend of mine, and he knew the game, and he was like, "Oh," and then I was like, "Shut up! Don't tell me things."
Right,
because you played the game, you know, kind of the story, and I was like, I don't know the game at all, so I want to just experience it in the show. And but he said it's really good. So I love weird shows that have mushrooms and mycelium networks, and because it's like that Star Trek show. Was it Star Trek Discovery?
Oh yeah, right.
They used the whatever jump drive thing that had the mycelium network in it, and I thought that was really cool.
Yes, the good side of mushrooms, and then there's The Last of Us, the bad side.
Yeah.
So
I mean, hey, it seems like it could be true.
Oh yeah, I've been seeing all this stuff on social media with all these like zombie insects since all that came out, because it's actually a legit thing.
There was a guy here in Portland that like ate a guy's ear off on the train a couple weeks ago. So,
yeah, that was heinous.
Whatever that was about.
I know, and I read a follow-up article on that where they're like, we've banned him for life.
Well, I would hope so.
Right, okay.
I would hope he's in jail, maybe. I don't know.
But
he ate a guy's ear off.
The zombie bug thing is actually like mycelium or something getting into like ants and all that, and it
controls them.
Yeah, and it's frightening as hell. So there you go.
Yep. Yeah. Global warming. Here we go.
On that happy note, I think that's all I've got.
So check out your mycelium networks.
Yes, please.
Go get some mushrooms. Have a good time.
Right.
Check out some NA beers. I didn't have a dry month by any means, but it definitely was drier.
Sure.
And I really enjoy the fact that I can sort of get that craving of having a beer and still, be good to go for the rest of the day or not be hungover the next day. Because I did go when I went to Prost, had a few too many and was very hungover. And I was like, I feel like I could have done the same thing with an NA beverage and had just as good a time.
Yeah.
So I'm liking that shift in my thinking around, not drinking as much, but nice. Yeah. I'm excited.
Good.
Thanks, Wellbeing.
Yes.
Those are good. All right. Well, thanks, Bruce.
Thank you, Jody.
And we gotta get ready for another photo shoot for Bearskin too. We're kind of last minute.
All right.
New stuff coming out. Check out bearskin.com for some new undies.
Enjoy.
Bye, everyone.
Bye-bye.
Thanks for listening to Heavy Conversation. Be sure to like and subscribe on iTunes or wherever you get your
Podcasts.